I would put it on the bun. You could fit the pickles. You could put pickles in the pickles. You can fit the pickles in there. You can fit the pickles in there. Come on.
Some onions.
Pickle chicken sandwich. Take it away, John Frickin Smith.
Welcome to the rabbit hole,
How did we end up on that rabbit hole?
where all you knew is wrong. And rules are just suggestions,
I like the pipe.
made up as we go along.
Shut up, Corn.
Fuck you.
And who knows what you'll find here. Maybe heaven or your worst fears. Whatever it may be, it's yours to keep forever.
Just in time. You've entered a rabbit hole. Please go down further. Where there's philosophy hidden within stupidity.
My nipples are sweating.
What are they doing to that chicken?
They're punching holes in it. You know what?
Been there,
I want to
fuck that.
teabag Hank Azaria. He can make weird noises.
You're fucking weird.
You guys are horrible.
Bunyan rings? Like, I wouldn't eat those.
What the fuck? Hey,
Even if it was Paul Bunyan themed, like, you know what I mean?
Anyone-
Like flannel onion rings or something like that. Be like, yeah, I had a heart attack. Fuck you.
it's a sunshiny day.
Yeah. Fat people need love, too. Hello, and welcome to the Rabbit Hole. You are just in time, and I am DJ, one of the jntbaggers. Was that a cheesy enough intro? I hope so. But yeah, the boys are not here this week. We had some scheduling conflicts. But have no fear. Well, maybe have fear. It is just me and you, isn't it? Or is it you and I? Is it still you and I if you're talking to like more than one person? Probably. It doesn't matter. Obviously, I'm pretty stoned. This is a bit of an unusual one. I'm doing a morning recording. Yeah, that's like the best time to do it when I'm alone, at least. Got the house all empty. It's nice and still outside. It's for once not raining. It's kind of nice. Got a nice cup of coffee in my hand. Donut Shop Blend, as it's called in the fucking Great Value box. Yeah. The thing they don't tell you about the Keurigs is how much the fucking coffee cup things cost. Goddamn, $20 for a fucking box of them. Jesus. That's when you find yourself contemplating things when the coffee's expensive. Luckily, it does have one of those little empty filter things that you can put your own coffee in and save a few. But this is not a cup of that save a few fucking coffee. This is high quality shit here. Not really, it's just coffee. But yeah. I'm off. Obviously, I've been waking and baking. I should not be doing that. I gotta go to work in a little bit. But fuck it. Yeah, I've been at this job like 7-8 months. I've been there long enough to go in stoned and pretty much still be able to function around. Plus, eye drops make people not think I'm stoned. Even when I do stoner shit, they're just like, "Oh, he had a moment of clumsiness. That's it." So it's cool. It kind of works out, you know. Yeah, so what have I been smoking on this one? I've got some, Sapphire Star again. That's the problem when you hit up the same delivery spot over and over. Sometimes you say, what's the best sativa you got? And for like the last month and a half, they've had the same fucking answer. Sapphire Star. Luckily for me, I'm not one of those people that like develops a tolerance from smoking the same strain. It's more of a boredom, but even then, it's still very strong weed, so... yeah, I'll take it. I'm good with it. I'm good. I've also got, I've got my trusty little pen here, which has fucking, a Jack the Ripper cartridge in it. Fucker's almost empty, but it's functioning enough. Question is, am I functioning enough? Yes. Yeah, so, also to use, I would not be smoking indicas before work in the morning, especially, because I would end up just right back in bed, passed out. But, yeah. You know what doesn't make me pass out, though? It's the beautiful songs of The Great Collapse by John Frickin Smith. It's an album you should check out. You've already heard part of one song, Yours to Keep, at the beginning. Hear it in its entirety without our shitty voices attached to it at johnfrickinsmith.com. Wow, you know I'm high because I'm like almost doing like a Captain Kirkish pause with everything I'm saying. Just Sorry. But yeah. So the other day I was sitting in the parking lot at work. I have an old habit, like just because I used to have to. My commute used to be fucking anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half. So I'd often leave early because I don't like to get to work late. I'd rather be there a half hour early and just chill in the fucking parking lot, chill in my car, fucking diddle on my phone and whatnot, than pull up late and have to run in. So even though my commute's a little bit shorter now, I still kind of get there fucking half hour early. So I'm sitting there chilling in my car. This was like about a week ago or so. It was one of those morning shifts. And what was that? But I didn't even really notice it. I just noticed like a couple what's that, Spectrum, I think it is, the fucking one of the goddamn cable companies and shit. I noticed like two of their fucking vans like pulled up next to each other, like a few spots behind me and shit. And I turn around and fucking there's like 5 of them, and there's a couple more pulling up and shit. And all these little vans, they're all like little minivans, but they got the beepers for the backup, you know, the reverse beeping, beep beep. So I'm just sitting there, I ignored it, whatever. Fucking fleets get together in big parking lots and then disperse. It's nothing new, but I noticed they were all like backing those fuckers next to each other, to where I just was hearing like for a second there, for about 10 seconds, I was hearing like a constant string of just beeps. And then all of a sudden, amongst all that, it starts dying down, and I hear beep, 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 beep. Are you fucking kidding me? I turn around and they're all like laughing and shit. Like they weren't looking at me even. They're all just having fun with each other, making S.O.S beeps out of their fucking reverse things and shit. Shouldn't you fuckers be working? I don't know. It tripped me out in the morning because I'm like, did I just hear S.O.S? And turn around and yeah, they're back there fucking around with Morse code. If they'd have kept going, I'd have pulled out my phone and started recording, but unfortunately the games were over apparently when I looked. But yeah, it was just weird. It was just weird using Morse code on your reverse backup beeper things. But that's I guess when you can, you gotta have your fun. That's the beautiful thing. How do you have fun at your job? I know one of the ways I have fun is just by like grabbing an extra piece of food and running off to the side to go scarf it down like a goddamn slave grabbing table scraps. Which it doesn't always work out that way, but who cares? So yeah, it's been a while since not been that long since we've done a late review, but it's been a while since we've done any. Oh, fuck it.
Some movies suck and some are great, but our reviews are always late reviews with the boys from Just in Time.
And thank you, Mr. John Frickin Smith, for that lovely intro again. Fucking A. We're gonna have to bring back Gay for a Day soon so we can start using that one again too.
Gay.
Yeah! But yes, on to another late review. As I've said previously, I've been catching up on some Netflixery. First of all, half the shit I've added a lot of shit to my list that I don't watch. That's so occasionally fucking I'll sit down and actually be able to check out something, or at least have the interest. I've literally pulled up Netflix on my phone and sat there for 2 hours just scrolling, adding shit to the list, walking past shit, reading descriptions, keep walking past. But anyway, this week we got a late review for a movie called Room. Just simply Room. I'll admit, one of the only reasons I watched this was because I've been a huge fan of the fucking Marvel movies that have been coming out over the last fucking 10, 11 years. And, with Captain Marvel coming up, I figured, who the fuck is Brie Larson? I should figure, at least watch one movie with the person. Although I'll admit, I didn't feel that same way about Chris Hemsworth. But after him being Thor, I've watched him in quite a few other things, and he's good, So it was one of those just like, I want to get familiar with somebody who's about to be on the forefront, about to be fucking all over the place. So, yeah, I didn't know anything about this particular movie. I did find out after watching it that she actually won an Oscar for this one, so I guess props to her. But, you notice I'm not on here bashing fucking Brie. I don't give a shit about any of her politics and all that bullshit. I just watch the fucking movies. God damn it. So, yeah. This movie has a fucked up premise, I'm not gonna lie. Like, fucking, already it's fucked up. A woman being confined to one singular room. Granted, this room has like a kitchen and shit, but being confined to one room with, and fucking by a captor that's, coming in and having his way and whatnot, and apparently this lasted long enough for her to have a fucking kid. Now, the way I'm kind of glad too they skipped past all of like the graphic intro stuff that would have made that movie even more like a little bit hard to watch, honestly. And they go right into, she's in this room. She's got a 5-year-old boy. Yes. Yeah, her captor, who I don't even know if they named, her captor fucking, yeah, impregnated her. And for some reason they both decided to keep the baby. Not complaining. But yeah, it starts off, this is she's pretty much at the point where she like has gotten used to it and shit, and the kid, extremely obviously takes shelter to a whole new level because has only seen one room in his whole life, which was a fucked up concept. I think the kid deserved probably more of an Oscar than her. Not saying she was bad, but like, fuck, putting yourself in that mind state, either of those mind states is fucking gotta be pretty tough. But yeah, they just a quick gloss over, I guess. She eventually realizes that the kid's getting a bit smart, and smart enough to realize that she tries to let him know that there's supposed to be more to the world than what they're, the room that they're in, just waiting for Sunday when the guy comes and brings them stuff, like supplies and shit. And, I don't know, that was a tough one to, like, see there, too, because the kid's, like, refusing, like, trying to, at first, kind of refusing what she's saying, like, no, there's only room. You said there's no such thing as birds and all the shit that's on TV. Which, I would not have let I would not have. At least they had TV. That's not a good enough. No, it's not. But yeah. So she devises some plan to try to escape. She has the kid first she has the kid pretend to be sick, hoping that the dude's gonna take the kid to the hospital. He doesn't. Obviously, he says he's gonna get him medicine, and a few days later, she rolls the kid up in the car. Over the course of a few days, she fucking has the kid practice rolling up in a carpet and shit, so that when he gets put in the back of a truck, he can roll out and try to run. Whole scene of like training montage of her, getting the kid ready. Dude walks in, she's crying, bawling, fucking, he's dead. And fucking, it was set up nicely, the kid rolls out of the carpet, fucking runs away. And honestly, for some reason, I thought that was like gonna be the end of the movie. It was like, somebody coming, because eventually the dude, he sees the kid getting out of the truck. He stops the truck, tries to grab the kid. Of course, some guy's walking his dog. Hey, what's going on over there? The dude just pretty much throws the kid to the ground and tries to run off. One of those like, okay, time to cut the losses. This is not gonna end well, which it shouldn't, douchebag. But yeah, the cops end up finding, but after doing some clever like Google Maps type shit to find out fucking who the hell puts a skylight on a shed. I mean, how many of those would really be out there anyway? But they found that and found her. I thought that would be kind of the end of the movie. It was just like a happy ending of like, okay, now they can begin. But that was one part where the movie I actually gave it kind of props, because it didn't just walk away from. It could have easily just dragged that out and ended the movie right there with them being rescued, and left all those questions unanswered. Left us saying like, oh wow, that kid's gonna have to adjust to life and all that shit. No, they decided to show you this. The kid actually was adjusting to normal life more than the mom, Brie Larson. Yeah, it was was strange. You could tell there was a bit of an indie flick feel to it, but at the same time, fucking William H. Macy is in there for like 5 minutes for some reason. and he played Brie Larson's dad, and he was probably one of the most real characters on there, because he couldn't even make eye contact with the kid. And in that moment, like the whole time you're watching this movie, and like you, as a viewer, of course, I'm one of those ones that gets invested in the characters and shit. To where when he didn't make eye contact with that kid, it kind of like had to snap me out of the viewer thing for a second, and like, oh shit, like at first I'm like, what a douchebag, he won't even look at the kid, and then it's like, oh well, that's probably not very easy to look at a grandson that you know was not created by her will, you know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, it's one of those, like, the kid's there, dude, it's not like you can just throw him away, so you kind of gotta embrace. But that's one of those, like, is he really that big of a douche if it takes him a little bit longer to open up to the kid? I don't know, I guess they leave that up to us, huh? But the mom struggles with adjusting to normal life. She's, half of it seems like she's wanting the kid to be normal right away. But then as the kid gets more normal, she starts spinning down some spirals. She ends up trying to kill herself. Which, what the fuck? But yeah, the fucking, by the end of the movie, that was the weirdest part, actually. The kid was 5. And when they first, this goes back to like the early parts of the movie when they're still in the room, she was still breastfeeding him, which is no judgment, because what the fuck else are you gonna do? Why not? You're just stuck in a room. But yeah, by the end of the movie, the kid tried to like grab her shirt, and she's like, oh, there's nothing left. And the kid was a smart one. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I would actually say, yeah, watch it, because there's nothing graphic going on or anything like that, so it's not going to be a disturbing movie to watch. It's more the effects and more of the after. But it's not often you see a movie actually try to explore that side, the after the rescue side, which I thought was actually kind of commendable, that they, they didn't just try to leave on that typical happy ending. Like I said, they could have easily, slow motion cops pulling her out of the shed and, walking with her, putting blankets on her and shit, and her and the kid reuniting. And that could have been the end of the movie, and we would all been probably fine with it. But nah, they had to explore that little bit, and I'm kind of glad they did. They showed the real psychological. They tried to show some psychological effects to the situation that those two had been in. Kids being sponges. Especially at 5, it's easier to adjust a 5-year-old than a 20-something-year-old. But yeah, that's a hard one to review, because I'm not a woman, so I can't act like, I can't act like there's any way of knowing how real her portrayal of someone in that situation is. Because how the fuck do you put yourself in that mind state if you've never been in? So yeah. Props to her. I don't know if she deserved an Oscar for it, but I'm not an Oscar judge or whatever they are. I'm not on the panel or the committee or whatever it is. So I guess she got the Oscar, so that's good for her. But yeah, overall I'd say it was a good movie, though. It was an interesting kind of psychological exploration between these two characters, the mother and the son. And seeing just seeing the differences of how they adjusted afterwards. Like the kid, she never cut his hair, obviously, in the room. So, by the end of the movie, the kid's got short hair. He's playing with toys. Obviously, he's still got some issues, but he seems to be at least trying to get acclimated with normal life. For him, it's kind of all good, though, too. Everything is better than being stuck in a fucking room. Everything you're seeing is, much better. Is all I'm saying. And that was kind of good, though. Seeing what was it? There was a part of the movie the kid gets to pet a dog for the first time, and the look on his face, priceless. I mean, it's normal for all of us and shit, because if you have kids, you likely might have a dog too. So some kids they're babies and they're growing up with these dogs, using them as pillows and shit. But I can't think back. Okay, I can remember when I was 5. I was very familiar with dogs. It wasn't, to where, petting one for the first time at 5 years old and, like, getting to actually, know that little bit of companionship with a dog. It was kind of cool. It was neat. It was, definitely a weird, well, it was not weird. It was just, it was different. It was different. It was good, though. I'll give the movie I'm not going to even score it. I'll just say it was good. Watch it. Check it out if you want. It's on Netflix. It's the only reason I watched it. And like I said, I wanted to get a little familiarity with Brie Larson. And yeah, I guess I did. Not too bad. I won't say like it was the best thing I've ever seen. But it was pretty decent though. It was pretty good. Bit of a weird exploration, as I said. But yeah. God, there's always such awkward transitioning when the guys aren't here.
Alex, what are you doing, pal?
Oh, hey, Dimitri. I was just going to put all these signs that I made to promote our new satirical sitcom podcast, 2000 DC.
Dude, it's an audio-based format.
Yeah, so I was going to put these all over the place so people could read them so they can... Oh, I see what you mean now.
Yeah, there's no way people are going to know that we're on Podbean and various other platforms if they can't read the signs.
So wait, hold on. Do they just have to wait till Saturday when we release?
Pretty much, yeah.
Ah, well, the heart was in the right place, I guess. So what now? I guess I'm throwing away signs.
You're throwing away signs.
Hey, what up, people? This is Jay.
And this is Jared.
From the hashtag Blackout Podcast. And when we are not geeking out on our show,
Or talking about people getting suspended for silly things,
we are checking out the Just in Time Podcast.
So I've been noticing a bit of a decline lately on the internet. Maybe I just haven't been looking hard enough. But a slight decline of the random white vigilante, which I've labeled that just because I forget what they're your the fucking permit patties and all that shit. It's going down a little bit finally, I think. Although knock on wood, because I don't understand it. Why are so many white people like dude, white people are getting up in arms about the littlest fucking shit, and they're trying to get territorial over their neighborhoods and their community pools, but only because they see a black family there. What in the fuck? That shit is getting on my nerves now. It bothers me. It bothers me. The white in me is like, the white in me can't even make sense of it, honestly. Because I've never seen anything like that before. Like, not since, like, fucking Jim Crow type shit. In this day and age, there should not be any fucking... I'm sorry, but even if someone doesn't live in the neighborhood or the gated community or whatever, who gives a fuck? It's hot. If it's hot and people are swimming, just let them fucking swim. What in the fuck? Who are these random ass... Like, why are these random white people trying to police black people themselves like this and shit? And it's always in situations like that. Like, it's fucked up too, because anytime black people try to get out of the ghetto and try to go somewhere else, we got to deal with stupid asses. Which, I guess that's like in all reality, even black people, it's still kind of a minor thing. Let's be real. Well, she's getting mad while I'm swimming in the pool. Well, what you gonna do about it? And that's one of those like, when black people tell you go ahead and call the cops, either you're gonna get killed or they're fucking right, or they're, you know what I mean, they're doing nothing wrong. And when it's the latter, that means fucking, go ahead and call the cops. Let's see what you do. Let's just, because now I want to laugh at you. Now I need entertainment. Yeah, I don't even know why I brought that up. I think it's, well, no, like I said, there's a slight decline. For a minute there, it seemed like black people couldn't do fucking, like, there's already the fear of police. There's already fucking, you know, you go to certain southern places and there's fucking, you know, there's still clanny people out there. Yeah, clanny people. I'm just gonna weenify their name because it's always sounded so scary. The Ku Klux Klan. The clannies. That sounds yeah, that makes them sound like little beanie babies or something. Oh, I want one of those. Little KKK I would put that on a fucking shelf in my house, in my office, if I had an office. Just so people would look up and like, wait, is that? No, yeah, that's Wizard. Grand one. Now the real question is, do you get the purple one or do you get the white one? Oh, dude, if Funko Pop makes clannies, let's make that a thing. Clanny Funkos, man. Let's just pussify the KKK even more. We've given it enough fear. We've given it enough of a bad name to where fucking the good white people that are out there know to avoid that. But let's just weenify it even more now. That way, that's the only thing they have is fear. That's the only thing they try to. They're terrorists. Let's be real. That's how they've been charged in most of their legal situations, is as terrorists. So yeah, let's take away the terror, clannies, and then we'll go to the Middle East, Talibanis, little Funko Pops with little like bubble guns or you know what I mean, bubble wands and fucking water guns. Let's just pussify all the terrorism in the world, and then we'll piss off all the terrorists. Yeah, that's the only thing that would probably happen. But yeah, I'm beginning to dribble quite a bit though, which means that I have been smoking a lot, and we can probably call this. I swear to God, dude, every time I record by myself, my neighbor's dog starts fucking going off. It's like a little bastard knows. Well, what it will know soon is I'm not gonna kick a dog. It's a tiny one too. Yeah, no, I don't need field goals right now. But next week the boys ought to be here, and we ought to be able to do this a little bit more correctly. But before I go, I want to remind you to check out Hooks, Rub, and Spices. I'm pretty sure they have a new website. There should be a link in the description below. I will double check that. And there was one more thing too. Oh yeah, also only a few more. I think 2000 DC is coming to an end of season 1, so be sure to get caught up on that. And I'm in quite a few episodes that just sprinkled about. And Rook and Korn actually had like damn near the whole episode and shit of being able to play Mexican restaurant workers. I believe it was episode 7. Look for the one with the Spanish name. Yeah, do that. But check out 2000 DC. Check out Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. Check out John Frickin Smith. And if you want to, check out Room, I guess. If you want to. You don't have to. But we can go ahead and call this one a closer, because usually the longer I dribble on by myself, the worse the episode gets. I'm gonna have to put it in a bunch of shit. But we'll see you next week. Hopefully, all 3 of us, or at least, I should at least have a Rook. Yeah, there should at least be 2 of us next time. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like. Damn it, all the YouTubers, they're always at the end. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. I don't like saying that as much, because it just comes off wrong. But yeah, if you should feel inclined to subscribe to us on whatever pod player you're listening to us on, or if you'd want to go connect with us on social media and throw some questions and whatnot at us, you can hit us up at JNT Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. There is also the JNT hotline, which we got an email. We need some fucking voicemails. We got an email recently that we got to use the number more. We have been dry. So yeah, tell us some of the weird ways you have fun at work, like those assholes with the S.O.S beeping reversing and shit. Tell us some of that. If you got a video, hit us up at JNT Podcast. Let us know. And we'll see you next week. Hopefully.